Welcome to Project 52. This is the hero shoot, and we're going to take this hero shoot and go through all the great images that we have here and see what we've got. First up is Jerrydak, who did a very cool rendition of the that shot there, Jack Reacher with the famous actor Clive Cornelius or whoever that is there. Um, yeah, and he says here he just deconstructed the light to make this work. That's fine. It's exactly what you do. As a matter of fact, Jerry, I like your processing better than the original piece processing. Much better, as a matter of fact. Um, okay, I have a question about P52. Can we chat up with the stranger? I will get to that question. Um, Gretchen, I will get to that question at the end here. Do not let me forget. I'm going to unmute you now, so you have to mute yourself. Okay. So hit your hit your mute button, Gretchen.
I'm looking for it.
It's that little thing that floats around. Should have a little microphone on it. Just click on it. There you go. You got it. All right. So back to these cool shots here. And you know what? Doing this, deconstructing the shot to see if it works, I think that's great. You've even got better texture in here than this. This processing, I like yours better. I might add a little bit of this clarity thing that they got going on here, just a little bit, but not much, Jerry. I think you did a very good job with this. Um, you deconstructed it pretty well. And actually, I like your shot better. Of course, I don't like anything with Tom Cruise in it, so it's just me. And we've got, so see, you can't do that. You can't like critique an image because you don't like the actor in it, right? That's not fair. All right. So we got David Travis here. David Travis, ordinary people in heroic pose. Yes, well, absolutely, absolutely. Why not? That's exactly the point of the assignment was to create heroes. And whatever your heroes are, we've got a couple of guys. Looks like these guys are David. Are you on here tonight? These plasterers, wall finishers. It looks like plaster stuff. Anybody know? Is that what that is? Plaster stuff? Cindy, you know about plaster, right? Is that plaster stuff? Somebody just.
That's exactly what it looks like to me.
Yep. Thank you, Cindy.
All that plastering I do.
Yep. We've had it confirmed by Cindy. These are plaster guys. Hey, David, good light. I love the light on the faces. The two lights coming different sides on the faces, and I think that all the shadows on the background add to a real sense of Americana to this. It has a kind of a classic old time theme to it. I might wonder what's going on in here, only because I sort of lost his hand here. But maybe a little fill card from over here, but I've kind of lost it in here. I think his hand is extended, but yeah, that's pretty good. I love doing the double lighting. It's something that I prefer. Looks like we've got some gridded lights or some definitely some smaller light sources. Watch out for whenever we're doing on seamless. Watch out for wrinkly seamless. Gray Houston, Mr. Gibbs. He took the same thing. Captain America, leader of the Avengers. Yeah, he would be. Gray, this is good light. All the way through, and you've captured. You didn't use a fill card over here, which is okay because you've got this guy leaning forward a little bit so that there's some light going on that leather back there. Um, Funny looking guy. Where'd you get a guy that looked like that? Central Casting?
Just off the street.
Some
Local
guy
bum.
off the street.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know if I'd let the guy who looks like that into my house.
I actually thought the assignment was more about trying to light the same picture from the same perspective. So
Uh,
I didn't move. So I didn't move the lights, and I
that's
tried
fine.
to.
You didn't have to move.
Yeah, I didn't have to, but I went through the mental exercise of trying to find a place where the background wasn't too busy on both angles and didn't move the light,
Yep.
and I had to try to do the same pose. So
Yep. And I think you did a good job with it.
okay.
Absolutely. I'm not sure the hula lady with her skirt up. Is that what that is back there?
No, it's just a glass
Oh, okay.
piece of glass.
See, too many years shooting glamour, you know? Yeah, good. Profile shot works as well. Good light all the way through this gray. This area back here, see what's bright here? I think I would have done what I needed to do to bring this back, this area that's light here, behind him.
Okay. Actually, there was more glare on that glass, and I photoshopped it down to what I thought was an acceptable
Ah,
level. But
okay. Yeah. Well, that is an acceptable level. That works right there. I think it would have been better back behind his head, which would mean moving
oh, okay.
your light source a little bit so that reflect because this is a reflection of your light source right here, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it'd be back here. And it's something I use a lot. I love it. I use the reflection of the light source all the time. I love glossy um, walls or semi-glossy surfaces, so I can angle that thing and get a little bit of reflection off of it. Uh, Good.
Yeah. In the previous photo, you mentioned about the paper on Craigslist locally with some vinyl. Have you ever worked with that, and do you recommend it?
Vinyl
Kind of a plastic vinyl backdrop
on this
that's
picture
made by.
here. You've got vinyl here.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
You had mentioned in the previous
this one
picture
here.
just yeah, to
Yes.
watch out for the wrinkles in paper. Would vinyl be better for
Yeah,
something in that
it
instance,
could.
or
It could. A paper, especially in places that have a lot of humidity, that paper has to be stored vertical. It must be. You can't turn it on its side or lay it down because it'll get a flat spot really quick. Now it'll do that anywhere, but if it's someplace where it's really damp, a lot of humidity, it'll happen in overnight sometimes. Once the paper gets a lot of water moisture saturated into it, like I mean, we don't get a lot of rain here in Phoenix, but we've had some times when we've had a week of real high humidity. Then that paper has these little warps in it, and there's just nothing you can do to iron them out. Do you have a facility where you could set something up semi permanently? Hello.
I leave my stands up
Oh,
down in the basement, but kids are down there all the time, so I kind
okay.
of roll up the paper.
What One of the things that I recommend is linoleum. You just go down to the linoleum store, the place where they sell the big rolls of ugly, you know, tile replacement linoleum, and buy the cheapest linoleum you have. Turn it over and paint the backside of it white. Now you have a surface that's really solid, um, and it'll you can glue it or something to some runners on the wall, sweep it out, paint it white, and just keep girls with heels off that rounded corner. And if you do have a disaster and somebody goes through that rounded corner, you're only out $50 instead of hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And then you just keep painting it over and over again. So linoleum vinyl may work as well, but I'm not sure vinyl's going to be as perfectly smooth as uh, as you think it might. If you think you can make the vinyl work, sure, absolutely. Better than paper. Paper is a pain. All right, we've got who's this? Cindy Kopp, who also knows a lot about drywall. And interesting shot, Cindy. What is this? Is this the same young man?
Yes. Yeah, I had him, we took the first shot with him in his bathrobe and before he had shaved and everything. And then I had him go fix himself up, come back, stand in the same spot but facing forward. But I
He needs a
misunderstood.
belt. He needs a belt or some suspenders there, Cindy.
Oh, he has a belt on, but
Oh,
yes, this is the fashion nowadays.
I'm so behind the times.
Every hero needs to have his pants falling down, you know.
That's the part of hero school. I was sick that day. Okay.
But I obviously misunderstood, and I thought that
Oh, you put
it,
it in the same picture.
yes. So I ended up doing the other ones, but
That's okay. That's all right. You messed up, but you still got it. But yeah, this is the second one is exactly what I was talking about.
okay.
Foreground. But you know what? Your top shot's cool.
Well, when you said in the blurb that you were giving us creative license, I
Yes,
took that as I could put
you
it in
can.
the same picture.
Nice. That's your story, and you're sticking with it, huh?
Exactly.
No, but this hero shot here, this young man with the sky behind him, in the profile front. That's exactly right. So double brownie points for you because the other shot worked really well as well. Um, nice, Irene
Do
Liebler.
you
Now
have
let me tell you
those?
something about this shot because I just went by this and I thought, wait a minute, I was going to say something.
Mm-hmm.
These wrinkles here,
Mm-hmm.
these are always going to be a problem, no matter what we do. So what we can't do is let them become complex like this. You know what I'm saying? Our eye gets
Yeah.
drawn to these ridges. There's nothing we can do. They're drawn to the ridges. And then the second one here, this look at this. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
design element, right?
Right.
That's where we really have to work on that part of the wardrobe to pull those things. So yes, of course it's a t-shirt. It's going to have some lines and wrinkles in it, but we have to make sure that they don't stand out so much that they become design elements that we didn't, you know, want to have. So
So would you suggest that I should have changed my lighting or that
no,
I should have just readjusted his shirt?
readjusted his shirt. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. No, your light looks great. I had no problem with the light. I
Okay.
like your soft back this way, beautiful presenting to the face. All that's fine. Um, and the hair looks good because you've captured you've hit the tops of hair all the way through it, so it looks good. Both those shots. It's just that those wrinkles really can present a problem.
Yeah, I tried, but you know, he was leaning forward and that t-shirt just I couldn't get it any better.
And that's why God invented staple guns. I think it was God. Could have been a guy named Murphy. I don't know. Yeah, but you got to do what you got to do, even if you have to take some clothespins, you know, to pull it back and just pin it
Okay.
a little bit. Not to him, but
Okay.
you know, to itself. Very
Right.
good, very good.
Thanks, Don.
Irene, have this. Is your husband tired of being your model yet, or has he just accepted his fate?
They're all tired.
You know what though? If I knew your husband, I'd want to photograph him. What a great subject.
Hmm.
And he's looking right here going, and this is the last frame, right? Irene, very good job. Real good job. As I love your background. I love the lighting and the light, the mist coming behind this side of his face. You never let the face go to pure black. You've maintained texture all the way through here. I like that. Um, and uh, and Cindy can see what I'm saying about the shirt. We got no wrinkles in the shirt that are going to be a problem. I like this texture thing that you brought into the foreground. You know this. You know, Irene. This should say the inner life of a reluctant hero.
Yes, exactly.
Very good. Oh, and your profile is wonderful. This is exactly. This is really. This is a another light, or is this a fill card
Where, on the right?
on the top of the head on the right, right there?
I had the main light on the left, and then I had a silver reflector on the right.
Okay, so that silver reflector is catching his beautiful shade of color hair. Right
Yeah,
there.
and I did
Yep.
a lot of photoshopping to pull out the details.
Okay. No, this is good stuff, Irene. Wow, you've come a long ways in a year. Wow, I mean, you were good. You're very, very good now. This is very positive work that you're doing. I like it. This is a composite again.
Yeah, the forest. Yes, it's just 2 shots.
Okay. Yeah, works great. Very moody. Extremely moody. Is that what you were going for?
Well, yeah, based on his expression, I chose a moody background.
Yeah, very moody. Very nice.
Thank
Solid.
you.
And we've got Lola here and Lily's picture here. Okay, we've got the young lady leaning against the, kind of a heroic thing here. Lily, you know what? I think you could have made this a little bit more heroic. Okay, number one, we got to kill this guy exit sign back here. We just got to kill it. Just Photoshop, take that bad boy out. Is to come down just a little bit lower, not extremely low, shooting up at her, but just a little bit lower, so that we're coming up just a little bit on her to give her that sort of powerful angle. I like the fact that we got kids in the background because you're really showing off what you wanted to do. This is a nice shot. I don't know if Lily's on here tonight. If this is a composite, Chris, I'm going to unmute you. So mute yourself, please. Pete, I'm going to unmute you. So mute yourself. No, Lily's not on here. Darn it. I like what you do with the light here, and we can get rid of this sign there, the exit sign. But we also have a problem with this horizontal going crooked, and it's not crooked enough for me to make it look like it's supposed to be crooked. It looks wrong to me. If it's going to be straight, make it straight, and if it's going to be crooked, make it crooked. This one looks like it's just slightly off, and that bothers me. The profile shot. Okay. Now she did two different shots. All she could have done is simply leaned her back against this locker and shot it that way. I'll have to read my assignment and see if I can rephrase it in a better way. Profile shot of the young lady as hero. Okay. Very busy. Lily, very busy right behind her face. Maybe we get rid of some of these things here and move them over here and not make it so busy behind her face, because then we have all this stuff up here. And in fact, let's crop that out. We don't even need that stuff up there. That's the shot right there. The stuff at the top is kind of it's just a waste. But when I look at it, my eye goes to these pictures here. I see her, but my eye sees these pictures, and we can't have the eye fighting with these pictures, because it's going to take away from it. In fact, it even takes away the dimension from her. The eye will find the darkest spot next to the brightest spot. And in this particular photograph, we got a lot of stuff going on. But look, we got a little black and a white outline, black and white, black and white, black, very dark and white. It just stands out. So good. You see some growth there. Fenwick, Dan. All right, no profile. All right, portrait of a hero. All right, young man with his cap. I like this. I love this, Dan. This very soft light that fills from this side. This is real pretty. Real pretty. This is a very classic look to it. Almost looks retro. I think if we got maybe some light on this background back here, just a little bit, we might even give it a little more depth. The pure black background is kind of flat, but that works. as far as it is. It's a very sharp shadow line. This is a very sharp, hard lighting that you've used on this young man. And then, of course, the black and white gives it a kind of an old time retro feeling. Not crazy about this light coming across his face here. Dan, I think maybe I would do something about this right here. Wow, that bothers me. Anybody else agree? Disagree? Is that a mustache that he's got going there? Is that what's going on there? Okay. If it's a mustache, I'll take that back. If it's a mustache, we got light on it. That's why it's doing it. It doesn't look like a mustache in that one. I don't think these guys can have mustaches, can they? That bothers me right here, Dan.
I think it's double.
Hello? Who was that? I lost you, whoever you were. Is the audio working, guys? Can anybody, Addie, jump in and say something? See if we make sure this audio is working.
I can hear you. It's working.
Okay.
Hi there.
Oh, okay. All right. We're there. All right. Good. Okay. But yeah, I mean, that bothers me. All right. Good. Move on here. Not a profile, but a little bit of a different angle. And I like everything about it except I don't like this part of it here. This is nice. I still like this. It just feels very heavy in here, where his arms coming forward. Something about this doesn't work for me. Down here, like this is coming forward instead of to the side. Huh. Okay. And Dan. All right. Dan, portrait and profile, very tight shots. The portrait at us works pretty good, Dan. I like this kind of background here, kind of funky metal stuff. Are you on here tonight, Dan? Because I like this.
I'm here.
Yeah, I like what you're doing with this here, and I like your kind of adventuresome cropping. Put her down at the bottom. Watch out for this tangent thing to happen here. And what tangent means is that the subject in the foreground and something in a different plane meet in a two-dimensional world, and we lose the depth. Had you scooched down another 2 inches, her head would have gone up into that, so covering it. Or if you'd gone up a little bit higher, her head would have gone down below it. She can be either below it or above it. It doesn't really matter to me, but she can't be right on that edge. So watch out for your tangents when you're doing those things. The background will always screw you up. Then this shot is very, very tight. I would have preferred, well, yeah, that's a profile. I think it's too tight for her. I think that I want to see some hair and stuff for that. But that's that's not that's more of an overall photographic thing. You satisfy the assignment, but I think I would have pulled it back just a little bit more. And watch out for things like this right here.
Yeah, I photoshopped that way down. That was a
Some
big
sunlight.
reflection on the pavement.
Yeah, big bunch of sunlight.
Yeah.
And both in both instances here, your background's beating you up.
Yeah.
And that's what we're gonna have to walk. That's what we're gonna work on to get that. Are you in the pro group?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Yeah, and I got confused because I thought it was supposed to be one image, and then I came up with this one, and then there were some posts that confirmed that it was supposed to be two images. So I rallied today and put up those other two.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna give you this though because you did a good job on this. So If that many people got my assignment wrong, obviously it was my fault, not your fault. And I just recorded something saying something was my fault. Oh, good Lord. That'll come back and haunt me. No, obviously, if it was that many mistakes, that many people concerned, I got it wrong. I need to work on it. So hey, the top two didn't work all that well. This one's done pretty well. Yeah, pretty well for sure. Um, I like the composite. I like your this here, and you know what? For something for a shot for you to consider, keeping around. I would take out this one and just go with this with the books and the kids behind it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep that around. That's a nice portrait. Boy, that could be something that you could sell as a type of portrait package. Good job.
Thanks.
Good job, Dave Price. Hometown Heroes. Dave got it right here. All right. He's got his. There's your math teacher. Dave, are you here tonight, Mr. Price? Because that is the tiniest little thingy I've ever seen. If Wolfie was on here, he'd be laughing at you. In fact, I think Wolfie's on here. Is Wolfie on here? No. Wolfie was on, he'd be laughing at that. Look, we got a protractor here and everything. Um, I like this shot, and I like your type in here. Um, Got the gradient on the background, works really good. Got to really have to watch our shirts, guys. Shirts on men are a pain because when they cross their arms, they do this. So what you do is you have them cross their arms, then you go that back behind them and you grab the each side of that shirt and you just kind of cinch it in a little bit, and that'll pull out some of these wrinkles right here. The arm wrinkles, that has to do with twisting twisting the sleeve down so the wrinkles will fall out of it a little bit. Wrinkles are always a challenge. Um, cool. Yeah,
Small question.
sure.
With regards to wrinkles on the sleeve, if you can, after you finish with this, if you could just talk about what you meant by twisting and how one
See,
can get rid of it.
when a guy or a woman pulls their arm up, the arm comes up into this position, and if the sleeve is tight, it twists from the elbow up. Do you see the twist? You can see the twisting here, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
you take the sleeve here and you twist it back and you release the tension because it's the tension of the sleeve that's pulling these wrinkles up. So just kind of release it a little bit, by bringing it back counterclockwise in this particular arm, counterclockwise, and some of these wrinkles will then release and not be as sharp as they are.
Okay,
Make sense?
thanks. Yes, yes.
All right. And then the profile, see, in this particular case, there's very few wrinkles that matter here. This is going to wrinkle right in here, but this looks really good right in there. So now this shot, I would have liked to see the protractor and stuff in this shot as well. This is kind of a mugshot profile, and I didn't mean for it to be a mugshot profile. I just wanted, the creative shot as a profile. And Bonzer did put the same ones, the pictures in the same ones. All right, well, it's obviously me. Um, wow, Bonzer, look at that. Got another composite. Well done for all you composite people are really doing well at this. I don't know what that poses as portent for the future, but keep with it and be on the lookout for its decline if that happens. Bonzer, this is a good shot. I'm sorry I keep scrolling back and forth through it, but I'm looking at all the detail. I love all the detail back in here and right in here, and he's got like a leaf thing. Is that one of those? Is that one of those? I guess that's like a ninja throwing thing called spiky ninja throwing thing. Light is as usual. Bonzer light's very good, solid. I see we got Chris on here, and we got unmute Chris so he can jump in if he wants to. Chris, mute yourself now, please. And who else? Anybody else come on? All right. So I'd watch out for uh, that light being too much from the side, but I think it's working very well. Bonzer always has some very nice lighting. Got this light here, got a light back here coming on the hand. Look at the handle. So we've got light back over here, and it's feathering right across the face. Good. And Bonzer decided to let the light from this side be his light for this guy and not relight him. I think that was a good choice for this Bonzer. It was a very good choice. All right. Wow, look at those three shots that he put together. Very cool. I love it when you guys show off what you did. That's very cool. I like that. Vintage modern. Okay, we got a nice natural light headshot outside and a profile shot. Okay. Now, he's obviously her hero. Maybe, possibly her dad. And Virginia, is that your dad? Are you on here tonight, Virginia? No, she's not. I'll bet you that's her dad. I bet you that's her father. Um, Looking up like that looks great. I like Virginia. You kept all the detail in his hair. That's really nice. I love the fence background. I'm not sure I like this green coming into his head, but I don't think it's a deal breaker. Gives a little texture back there. This shot.
Hey, Don.
Yeah.
Yeah, read at the bottom of Virginia. She tells a really nice story about her dad.
Huh. Wow. A wife who reminds him regularly he's not a hero at home. Gosh. So it's not just me, huh? I get reminded of that all the time. Very nice story, Virginia. And man, that shot right here. That's really cool, Virginia. That's a beautiful shot. The hand. Wow. I like this hand shot probably as much as I like the portrait. My favorite portrait is this one. I love the fence back here. Virginia, I know you don't do a lot of Photoshop, but we got to kill this right here. We have to kill this. We've got to get this board to come over next to that board, or at least, clone it up and bring it over, because I don't like that line going straight down the top of his head. It's almost like it's sticking out of his head, that horrible thing that we do sometimes. Got to kill this right here in Photoshop. And I love the expression the guy's got. The light is beautiful. His white hair is beautiful. Very soft, pretty light. But that's the flaw in that shot, is that stripe. Love the hand shot with the flower. Lovely. Gretchen. There we go. Gretchen's got a full on and a profile. Gretchen, is this your husband and child?
No, this is a friend of mine and their child.
Ah, okay. Yeah, very good. Okay, so you did it fine. This is what I call, it's very classic. You got them right up against the wall here, don't you?
Actually, I don't. That is their wall that was probably 15 feet behind them, but I added a texture.
Okay, all right. Because I was going to say you got them right up against the wall, and I've got no shadow here, and I'm wondering just how soft that light was.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, they were standing right in front of their living room window, and the wall was probably 15 feet back.
Okay.
And actually, on that picture and the other one, there was a stairway railing behind him, and I tried to clone it out, and I'm still learning a lot about Photoshop, so I'm sure I didn't do it that great of a job, but I'm working on it.
I don't see a staircase railing back behind him. I don't even see a shadow of one. So you obviously removed it.
Well, I'm disappointed that I didn't have any kind of directional light, but I just really wanted to focus on getting the idea of the assignment done. So
Sure, sure, and you did. You did a profile of both of them, and the story could be told that he's a hero for going off and serving the country, and she's a hero for supporting her dad.
yeah, I
So,
like that.
yeah, that works great. And this picture right here, oh my, they had to love this picture.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, you bet they did. Yeah, that's a daddy and his little girl right there.
Yep.
Good, Gretchen.
Thank
Good.
you.
Um,
Thank you.
when you're working right in front of a window, try angling a little bit, and also for a background that you can use for something like this, Savage makes short rolls seamless. You're up in Minneapolis.
I am in Wisconsin, just north of Madison.
Well, that's so close to Minneapolis. That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
What are you about? 500 miles? That's close.
Sure.
Closer than like San Diego or say Dallas. But anyway, if you're up by Madison, you should be able to find a short roll of seamless, and then you can just take it with you because it'll fit in
Okay.
the car. A long roll won't fit in the car. I mean, you can't put a 9-foot seamless hanging out the
Sure.
window as you're driving around, but 4 feet will fit, and then just put a little bar and hang it. It works great. 'Cause what I was going to say is sometimes when you're using these big windows, instead of putting them straight behind you, you move over to one side, and you'll start to develop that mottled light.
I thought about that after I had taken the pictures and I was looking at them and looking at some of the other people's assignments, how that would have worked better if I had angled them and had a fill card or something or bounce or something.
Yeah, or maybe not, or maybe just angle them slightly, ever so slightly. You may not have even needed a bounce for it.
Sure.
So,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Chasing Daylights, Brian. All right, we got. What's that beep boop sound? Is people leaving or coming in? What's going on? I get this. My earbuds go ba boop ba boop. All right, Brian. Brian. Are you on here tonight? Yes, you are.
Yep.
So tell me
I'm
about this. Tell me about this shot. What did you do here?
I have two flashes. One's camera right and one camera left. The one on the left is down, aimed
Okay.
more towards the dog,
Mm-hmm.
and then the one on the right.
Now, are these
Um,
bare flashes?
Yes.
Okay. And is this? Did you overpower the sun, or is this late in the evening?
It's about 6 o'clock tonight.
Okay. So it's definitely dark skies
Dark.
out there.
Yeah.
We're past sundown.
Yes.
Okay. What I would like you to do if you decide to redo this type of shot or this shot,
Uh-huh.
is this a friend of yours, or
No.
call
We just
911
called
about
up-
a prowler and said, hey, well, since you're here, can I take your photograph?
Yes.
What I'd like you to do is, instead of letting your ambient go way down like this,
Uh-huh.
is to leave your ambient up and put those strobes in a couple of shoot-through umbrellas. The reason is this looks very flash lit, and I would like to see this look much more subtle. Do you have any shoot-through umbrellas?
Yes.
Okay. Now, obviously, once you do shoot through, it's hard to beat the sky back here. But it looks to me like you were down what, about F11 for these?
F8.
F8. Okay.
Yeah.
F8. And what I'm saying is, I would love to see you shoot it at F4. Okay. Yeah. 2 stops brighter, so that everything comes back up. And then when you're dealing with F4 strobes in shoot through umbrellas, you don't need much power. You're only trying to get F4 out of them. And I like how you lit the guy. And I think if we brought the other light over here for the dog, we'd get some variation in the presentation here, because the light looks real flat here. Bringing up your ambient would also then let us would be able to see the car and the tree. It's a little bit dark, um, and I think I have a more striking photograph because this one looks flash lit, and I think that you didn't have to go that way. But that being said, maybe that's exactly what you wanted to do, was to take that sky down because it does have a very dramatic feel to it with this kind of lighting.
Yeah, and I was also trying to maintain the lights on top of the car.
Yes, yes, yep. Do you use a tripod?
I did not tonight, but I do have one.
Yeah. See, a tripod would allow you to get the shot you want, right?
Uh-huh.
And then stop it down to f8, shoot it, and then all you'd have to do is just cut that right out there and drop it over, and they'd come right over on top.
Okay.
I got to tell you, I think tripods are the unsung heroes. I've been using tripods more and more lately, and enjoying it, just because I can do things like that if I need to. Okay, so last one up is Addie.
Yes, sir.
All heroes feel like this on the inside. Is this Addie I'm looking at here?
Yes, sir.
There we go.
So there were two pieces of logic here. One being
No, there's
that
no
all
logic here at all, Addie. I'm sorry. You can go down that route. I'm just not feeling logic. I is that a hat with a where the hell
that's
did you get that?
that is a towel that my daughter has. It's a chicken towel, and she was protesting, and my wife was also protesting when I was doing this. They were saying like, "Are you sure?"
I'm voting with your wife on this one. All right, are you sure? No, I'm kidding. That looks great. It's very modern with that soft shadow when you're right up against the seamless there.
It's
That's,
not really a seamless. It's yes, but it's closet doors, which
okay,
I photoshopped the seams out.
excellent. There's a photographer named Andrew Hetherington. Are you familiar with Andrew Hetherington's work?
No, so I'll
Okay,
note that down.
I want you to go and look at Andrew Hetherington tonight. It's HETHERINGTON. Andrew Hetherington. No
HET?
A. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
HETHERINGTON. As a matter of fact, everybody go look at Andrew Hetherington's work. I think he does a great job with this type of work. But this is very modern, very Andrew Hetherington kind of stuff. He loves to put people. There's a whole school of photography, Addie, that does this. Put them right up against the wall, let that soft shadow become a part of the image, and separate, the person from the background. And it's great, especially for these kind of caricature photographs like this is. Yeah, I like this. It's hard to give a critique on this because it's so unique here. I mean, what do you say? I mean, you're going to have to explain to all of us at some point why you still have a velour leisure suit. Okay. I think I don't think we can go on until we get the whole story with that. Great.
So
Yeah.
so the other logic here was that we all start out in our endeavors or whatever we're trying to achieve as heroes, but we all sort of find that we have feet of clay, and humor helps in all of that because you all have disappointments and all sorts of things, but we carry on.
Yes.
And humor helps. So that was one of the things that sort of that was my.
Very few heroes have no flaws, and usually heroes, of whether they're fictional or not, usually have flaws almost as big as the heroics that create them. And we all are heroes at some point in our lives for somebody, somewhere, somehow. what I like about the approach you took here is that this is every man. This is the guy next door. This is the guy across the street. This is me. You know, we're heroes, but we're also wearing a chicken towel and a velour leisure suit. We got some great hero shots here, folks. I think we got some beautiful stuff. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to go in here and check our video. All right. Oh, good, good, good. Let me check for some questions. We have plenty of times for questions. So just jump on in. I'm going to kill the recording.